Hi everybody, it's Teacher Colleen coming to you from my outside deck again. It's another really beautiful day outside, so I wanted to do my next video outside again like I did last time. That worked out really well for me. I hope it did for you guys also. So today, as you guys can see, I have our fun board out here. It says, does it grow in the ground or on a tree? Since we were talking about the forest in the last video that I did, and trees and seeds and being outdoors and plants and all that kind of stuff, I thought it would be fun to bring this board out and do this small group activity with you guys. So I also have some plants that I picked from my nature walk earlier today. I walked down to get my mail. All right, friends, so as you can see on our board, we have a ground area. We got some roots over here, and then we have our tree, our big tree over here with lots of branches and lots of places to put our fruits and or vegetables. So in our mystery bag right here, I have a whole bunch of different kinds of fruits and vegetables. I know what's in there, I know what I've made, but I'm gonna have it a secret for me too for when I pull them out. So I'm going to pull them out, I'm going to show you guys what it is, and we are going to decide if that fruit or vegetable grows out of the ground or if it grows on a tree, on a limb. So I will need your guys' help, all right? Should we get to it? I think so. What is it? What is it? What is it? Do you know? You guys know what it is, but I just love singing that song, so I thought I'd give it a go. All right, friends, our first, fruit or vegetable is, there we go. It looks like a plum to me. All right, friends, does a plum grow on a tree or in the ground? Raise your hand if you think a plum grows in the ground. Raise your hand if you think a plum grows on the tree. I think it grows on a tree. And you know what? It does. If you guys said the plum grows on the tree, you're right. Plums do grow on trees. The plum is purple, just like this lavender that I have here. All right, let's stick our plum up on the tree. Great. What's going to be next? What is it? No peeking, no peeking. Ooh, what do we have there, friends? It's green, it's got big bushy things on there and a stalk. Looks like broccoli to me. What do you guys think? Broccoli? All right, does broccoli grow in the ground or on a tree? Raise your hand if you think broccoli grows in the ground. I think it grows in the ground. Now raise your hand if you think broccoli grows on a tree. I can see how it might be confusing because broccoli kind of looks like a tree itself, but broccoli actually grows in the ground. So let's stick it on our ground board over here. Broccoli grows up out of the ground. It has roots down into the ground. All right, let's see what's next. I'm not pinking. What do we have? What is it, guys? Corn. We got some corn. Corn grows in a big stalk like this, and the pieces of corn grow off, shooting off like that. All right, friends, raise your hand if you think corn grows in the ground. Now raise your hand if you think corn grows on a tree. I think corn grows in the ground. What do you guys think? All right, and you know what? If you guys said ground, you're right. Corn grows out of the ground. You guys might have seen cornfields driving by. There's a lot of cornfields on the side of the road, and they're big, giant, tall corn stalks. They're taller than I am sometimes. All right, let's see what's next. What's that? It is a flower. In particular, it's a sunflower. Do you guys think that flowers grow in the ground or do flowers grow on trees? It's kind of a trick question because I've seen lots of flowers grow on trees before. Actually, a lot of fruits are flowers before they turn into fruits. So A lot of flowers grow on trees, but a lot of flowers grow in the ground too. This particular flower, a sunflower, grows in the ground. So if you guys said ground, you were right. But I'll take a tree answer also. If you guys said flowers grow on trees, I'll say that's okay because flowers grow on both trees and in the ground. Okay, what's next? What do we have? It's brown. It's got some roots. That's a really good giveaway where it comes from. It's got these roots right here. It's got some spots on it. It looks like a potato to me. What do you guys think? All right, do you think that potatoes grow on trees? Raise your hand if you think potatoes grow on trees. I've never seen a potato tree before. Raise your hand if you think potatoes grow in the ground. You guys are right. If you said potatoes grow on the ground, you are right. Like I said, the roots were a really good giveaway. Potatoes come from the ground. I'm going to put our potato right there. All right, friends, let's see what's next. Oh, what is that? Have you guys ever seen this before? I eat a lot of these. They are one of my very favorites. It's green and it's got a brown pit on the inside. This is what the inside of this would look like. This is an avocado. Who's had an avocado before? Raise your hand. I love avocados. Okay, so friends, it's a little bit different. We don't see avocados every single day. Do you think avocados grow on a tree or in the ground? Raise your hand if you think that avocados grow in the ground. Now, raise your hand if you think avocados grow in a tree. I think they grow in a tree. I'll give you guys a hint. A lot of fruits, most fruits grow on trees. Some fruits do grow on the ground, like blueberries grow on bushes, and bushes grow out of the ground, and they're not trees. But a lot of fruits grow on trees. A lot of vegetables grow in the ground. So there's a little hint for you. And avocados are actually a fruit. So avocados grow on trees. I'll stick him over on the tree there. All right, let's see what's next. Ooh, what do we have? There's two of them. They're red. They're cherries. 2 cherries, a couple of cherries. So cherries are a fruit or a vegetable? What do you guys think? Think about it for a minute. Who thinks cherries are a fruit? Who thinks cherries are a vegetable? Cherries are actually a fruit. So with that being said, what do you guys think? Do you think cherries grow in the ground or do you think cherries grow on trees? Raise your hand if you think cherries grow in the ground. Now raise your hand if you think cherries grow on trees. If you said on trees, you are right. Cherries do grow on trees. They're a fruit and they grow on trees. All right, what is next? Oh, it's a little one. What do you guys see? Bananas. It's a bunch of yellow bananas. Where do you guys think bananas grow? Also, do you guys think bananas are a fruit or a vegetable? Who says fruit? Who says vegetable? If you said fruit, you're right. Bananas are a fruit. So where do you guys think? Do bananas grow out of the ground or do bananas grow on a tree? Raise your hand if you think they grow in the ground. Now, raise your hand if you think they grow on a tree. If you guys said tree, you are right. Bananas grow on a tree. I'll stick our bananas over here. I dropped one on the ground, so I'm going to grab it without looking at it, and that will be our next one. Oh, what do we have? It's orange, and it's kind of in a oblong triangle form with some leaves on top. It's a carrot. It's a carrot. All right, friends. Who thinks a carrot is a fruit? Now, who thinks a carrot is a vegetable? If you guys said vegetable, you are right. Carrots are vegetables. We eat a lot of carrots at Cooper Street Preschool. It's one of my favorite vegetables. They're really, really good for you. Lots and lots of vitamins. All right, friends. I have another little hint there. There's a little bit of root there on the end of the carrot. So it's a vegetable. It's got a little bit of root. Who thinks that carrots grow in the ground? Now, who thinks that carrots grow on a tree? If you guys said the ground, you're right. Carrots grow in the ground. We have our little root there that gives it away. Carrots are vegetables. A lot of vegetables grow in the ground. Carrots grow in the ground. Carrots actually are a root vegetable, which means that they grow underneath the ground. So if you were to see a carrot field, you would just see the tops, just see the green parts, and the rest of the carrot would be underneath the ground, and you'd have to pull it up out of the ground. Pretty neat. Potatoes are also like that. Broccoli and corn, those grow above the ground. All right, friends, let's see what's next. Ooh, this is a tricky one. I remember I made a couple tricky ones to throw you guys off. There's a lot of fruits and vegetables that are pretty common. They're pretty easy to guess, but there's a lot of things out there that are a little bit tricky. So what do you guys think this is? It's brown, it's a little oblong, it's got a little leaf right there and a little stem. That's another little hint. Does it have any roots? No, but it has a little stem and a little leaf, like somebody picked it off of something. All right, friends, what do you think? Let's hear some stuff. What do you guys think this is? I'll give you a hint. It's crunchy. And it's nutty. It's a nut. This one in particular is a cashew. I don't know if you guys have ever tried a cashew before. I personally love them. I think they're delicious. But a cashew is kind of like a crescent moon shape like this a little bit. They're really good if they're roasted and salted. There's cashew butter. But it is a nut. So, like I said, it's a tricky one. What do you guys think? Do nuts grow in the ground or do nuts grow on trees? It's a really tough one. Raise your hand if you think nuts grow in the ground. Now raise your hand if you think nuts grow on trees. If you guys said nuts grow on trees, you're right. A lot of nuts, most nuts grow on trees. There's also peanuts, there's almonds, there's pistachios, there's lots of different kinds of nuts. Like I said, this one is a cashew, and these grow on trees. So let's put this up in our tree, our cashew. All right, friends, let's see what's next. I can hear a hummingbird. I have a couple hummingbird feeders out on my deck, and I can hear their wings flapping right now. Just like how we have a hummingbird feeder at school. I have a couple at my house. All right, friends, here's our next one. What do you guys think this is? It's green. It's kind of an odd shape, and it's got a little stem with a leaf on it. This is a pear. All right, have you guys had a pear before? I like pears a lot. So, a pear, do you guys think it's a fruit or a vegetable? What do you guys think? Fruit? Raise your hand. Vegetable? What do you guys think? Is it a vegetable? Well, if you guys said fruit, you're right. A pear is a fruit. So, with that being said, do you guys think that pears grow in the ground or do they grow on a tree? Raise your hand if you think they grow in the ground. Now, raise your hand if you think they grow on a tree. If you guys said on a tree, you are right. Pears are fruit and they grow on trees. So I'm going to put our pear right over here. Let's keep going. All right, what's next? Ooh, what do you guys think this one is? It's orange. I think that gives it away. There's some little dots on it, and it's got a little branch with a little leaf. It's an orange. Who likes oranges here? I do. I know you guys all like oranges at school, I think. I've seen every one of you guys eat an orange. We have little oranges at school, don't we? All right, friends, so who thinks an orange is a fruit? Now, who thinks an orange is a vegetable? If you guys said fruit, you are right. Orange is a fruit. That being said, do you guys think that oranges grow in the ground? Raise your hand if you think oranges grow in the ground. All right, now raise your hand if you think that oranges grow on trees. Here's our little hint. Remember, it has a little stick and a little branch, like somebody pulled it off of something. Maybe a tree? If you guessed tree, you are right. Oranges are fruits and they also grow on trees. I'll put our orange right there. Okay, what else do we have here? Ooh, what do we have? It's red. It's got some little green things down here and a stem. This is a tomato, friends. Who likes tomato? I do. Now this one's a little bit tricky. Do you guys think that tomatoes are a fruit or a vegetable? Tomatoes are actually a fruit, but they're kind of one of those fruits that's a little bit in the weird zone. A lot of people think that tomatoes are vegetables. They go in salads, they go with a lot of other vegetables, but they're actually technically fruits. So, do you guys think that tomatoes grow in the ground or do tomatoes grow on a tree? We've had tomatoes at school before. If you guys remember at the beginning of the year when we first started, we had some tomatoes growing. Do you guys remember where the tomatoes grew at school? Were the tomatoes on a tree or were they in the ground? Who thinks that they grow in the ground? Raise your hand. Now, who thinks that they grow on a tree? If you guys said that tomatoes grow in the ground, you're right. Although tomatoes, oh, sorry guys, my cat wanted to come over and say hi. That was my cat Ziggy's legs walking by. She's very curious about our video right now. Hi Ziggy. All right, if you guys said tomatoes grow on the ground, you're right. Although tomatoes are technically a fruit, like we talked about, they actually do grow out of the ground, not on a tree like other fruits. Maybe that's part of the reason why people are a little iffy about if tomatoes are a fruit or a vegetable. It's a little bit confusing, but they are a fruit. They do grow in the ground. All right, let's put our tomato right here. I'm going to move our corn up here because remember, corn grows up out of the ground. Let's put our flour up there too. We know our flowers grow up out of the ground. All right, what do we have? Ooh, what do you guys think this is? What does that look like? It's green, it's long, it's got a little vine here and a leaf. This is a cucumber. If you said pickle, I'll take that answer too, because pickles are actually pickled cucumbers. We have a lot of cucumbers at school also. I love cucumbers. They're really good and they're very good for you. So who thinks that cucumbers are a vegetable? Raise your hand. Now, who thinks that cucumbers are a fruit? Cucumbers are a vegetable. If you said vegetables, you are right. Now, do you think that cucumbers grow in the ground or do you think cucumbers grow on a tree? Think about if you've ever seen a garden before, if you've ever seen a cucumber growing in a garden before. Was it on the ground or was it in a tree? Raise your hand if you think they grow in the ground. Now raise your hand if you think cucumbers grow on trees. If you guys said the ground, you're right. Cucumbers grow out of the ground. They grow on vines out of the ground. So I'll put our cucumber right there. All right, friends, there's two more things in my mystery bag. What are we gonna pick out next? All right, what do we have? It's red, it's got a little stem and a leaf. It looks kind of like our tomato, but different. This is an apple. Who likes apples? I do, and we eat a lot of apples at school also. All right, friends, do you think apples are a fruit or a vegetable? Raise your hand if you think they're a fruit. Now, raise your hand if you think they're a vegetable. If you guys said fruit, you are right. Apples are a fruit. So, do we think that apples grow on a tree or do apples grow in the ground? We have apple orchards around our area. You guys may have been to one before. I've been to one when I was probably about your age and then a couple years ago. So if you've ever been to an apple orchard before, think in your head and see if you can remember if the apples grew on the ground or if they grew on a tree. Can you remember? Have you ever seen any books with apples in them? If you guys said trees, you're right. Apples grow on trees. An orchard is another word for a big area that grows a lot of fruits. So I'm going to put our apple up here in our tree. All right, friends, there's one last thing in our mystery bag. What is it? Ooh, it's another red thing. What is that? It's a triangle. It looks like a strawberry to me. What do you guys think? I think it's a strawberry. I love strawberries. I know Jesse really loves strawberries. He asks about strawberries a lot at school. All right, friends. Do you guys think that strawberries are fruit or a vegetable? Raise your hand if you think they're a vegetable. Now raise your hand if you think strawberries are a fruit. If you guys said strawberries are a fruit, you're right. Strawberries are a fruit. Now, do you guys think that strawberries grow on a tree or do they grow out of the ground? This is another trick question because strawberries are a fruit, but they do not grow on trees. If you guys said that strawberries grow out of the ground, you are right. I'm going to put our strawberry right over here. It's our last thing out of our ground. All right, friends, we've filled out our entire board. We have a whole bunch of fruits that grow on trees over here and a nut. And then over here we have a whole bunch of vegetables and some fruits that grow out of the ground. So thank you so much for helping me fill out our board, and thank you for joining me outside on this beautiful day today. I hope you guys enjoyed our activity, and go look around in your kitchen and see if you can find any more fruits or vegetables, and see if you can figure out if they grow in the ground or if they grow on trees or maybe even a bush. You can ask your parents for some help. All right, thanks again, friends. Have a great evening. Take care, and I will see you again on the next video.